What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Today, in this video, we have an abandoned Thopter. So I was getting ready to head to Arrakis to sell some blueprints and some materials, and when I left my base, which is just off to the left here, I saw this just sitting here in the ground. I'm noticing now I need to up my frame capture, because look at them wings. Ugh. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, I just saw this Thopter sitting outside my base, and I thought, ooh, somebody's doing adventures here. So I kind of hovered for a little while to see, and they never came back for it. So we went into the Haga chat, and I just figured I'd put a message up and say, hey, did somebody leave their Thopter laying here in the ground? And hopefully they answer. Now, I thought about this, and I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and specify where it's at. I meant by Misa, but ended up saying mine. It is mine. I'll claim it, damn it. But we didn't really get any responses from anyone, and tried to exit the game by accident. But here's where I am. You can see my base right up there, and it's just out in the open. So we waited for a response, and somebody did chime in and say, oh, is it a black Assault Thopter? But then they never answered anything back, and they logged off. So I'm not sure what happened. My first thought is that somebody had an untimely disconnect and dropped out of the sky. I've had that happen myself, lose power, something like that happens. And whenever I come across a situation like this, I can easily put myself in that other person's position. I would really be unhappy if a technical issue or something like that cost me not only my character, but some of my equipment. I could make more, yeah, but it's just the premise of the thing. So the good guy inside of me here is like, hey, dude, we should try to find out whose it is, and if everything's cool, everything's cool, but if not, we might have to step in. I tried to access it just to see if I could repair it or if there was a name or anything, but no, I don't have any kind of access whatsoever. And then we got notification from the nice weather lady that there was a storm coming, and we had to retreat back into our base. So we didn't take damage, and this thing at least got hit by one storm. So without waiting around for anybody else's response, we decided, yep, it's time that we had to do something. So we're going to head back into our base and grab some supplies. So with the winds howling outside, we made our way back in. I went upstairs, and this is where I have all of my building supplies for when I do my deep desert base stuff. And I thought, you know what, I don't know whose Thopter this is, but we're going to try to do our best to save it. So we gathered up some of the materials I have. Didn't build in the deep desert this week, and I don't know if I'm doing it next week either. So I had them to spare. I did one last try in the Haga Basin chat to see if anybody owned this, and no, nobody ever chimed in. So Operation Save This Random Assault Thopter is a go. And we ended up building just, I thought, you know what, let's just do like some kind of a basic thing, but we're not basic anymore. And ended up having to make a couple trips back into the base because I just didn't have the space available since we were heading to Arrakis in order to do that. But yep, so we ended up building a nice little secure spot around here. As you can see, we're halfway done or so. I thought about just doing kind of a pavilion-like thing and leaving it open, because technically you don't have to fully encase something. As long as it says sheltered or water sealed, you're going to be fine. But you know what? Let's go all out for it. So we're going to put some corners and some pentashields. The issue with that, though, is if you put the pentashields up and you don't make sure to change them to public, or change them off of just an owner type thing, nobody's going to be able to get in there. And the goal is for whoever owns this to be able to come back and claim it. So we're just going to pop a couple generators here. I'm going to build, and then if the shield goes down, I'll know I'll need to put another one in. And we've got plenty of fuel cells, so we can go ahead and supply these guys as much as we want. One thing I would also advise you is don't just directly put them in. Like, this was the first one I built, so I did that. But we're going to access this through the subfief because this way it refills all generators equally. You can see there we got 2 days, and now we finally got our base shields up, and the penta shields I built earlier finally turned on. This is what I was talking about too, by the way. We're going to go ahead and switch all these things to public, which means anybody who comes along can get inside, which is fine, because if it's not their assault, they can't get it. And that's the only thing we're going to leave public. Everything else is going to stay set to either, well, just set to me. I'll keep it on owner. But we're going to finish up the build here a little bit. We got the corners and stuff in. I'm also going to put a little box here, and we're going to put some basic survival supplies in. So whoever owns this, if they come back, you know what, we'll give them 500. I've got plenty of welding wire. And we'll change this to public. And I thought about that. That's kind of risky because anybody who comes along can just take it. But it's not like I'm hurting for the materials that are in there. So we'll go ahead and call this just survival stuffs. That'll be just fine. And yeah, so we got ourselves a basic little shelter here. I wasn't able to access any information on this thing, which, you know, it used to be able to. I pulled out my welding torch at one point to see how much damage it takes. I'm stuck. How much damage it had taken already, but wasn't able to see anything. So I guess that's a change they made that I didn't notice. But hold on a second. I thought of one more thing I want to do. We're going to go back up here. I'm going to change the name on the sub beef. Because I put in here, just hope you're okay, which I do. Like I said, don't know what happened, but we're going to have a little personalization there. We'll put our name to it that way. Can't have the space between the dash. Is that better? Yeah, okay, fine. Picky. But anyway, I don't know if he knows who JRM is, but it's me, Mario. But yeah, so anyway, there we go. So we've got this built. We've got pretty decent number of generators in there. I've got plenty of fuel cells, so I'll keep it running, and hopefully without too much time, somebody will come along and reclaim this. I know that if it were me and I had gotten like this, like a disconnect or something had happened and my vehicle just fell out into the open sands like that, if somebody took the time to help me out and kind of save it a little bit, I would definitely appreciate it. And that's the kind of stuff we like doing here. So if this is your Thopter, it's safe for now. You should come get it. If it's not, then just take a lesson from this. And sometimes people need a little bit of a helping hand, and that's always a good thing. Well, anyway, folks, that's going to be it for this. I'll keep you posted as to what happens, either on streams or we'll do a video if we ever do find the person and talk to them. But I'll keep you posted. So, as always, I will see you out there. And if this is yours, come get it. Take care.